This episode of Ask the Buffalo is brought to you by Audible. I'm Jon R, happy Movember, and welcome to another episode of Ask the Buffalo. So welcome back to another episode of Ask the Buffalo. It's where you get a chance to ask me, Jon R, anything you want from the wide world of technology. If you got a question about your laptop, when you should buy a new one, ask. If you want to know if your tablet's out of date or whether I should hold on to it for a few more months, go ahead and ask. If you want to know about RAM and you want to get technical, ask somebody else. If you want to ask questions, you can do it one of two ways. First and most easily, you can go to technobuffalo.com, which is your one-stop resource for all your tech news. Every Tuesday, we'll have an article up there asking for folks to submit your questions for Ask the Buffalo. Leave them down below. If you're more social media inclined, you can send your question to @technobuffalo on Twitter. Use the hashtag AskTheB and ask anything you want. On this episode of Ask the Buffalo, we're going to talk about tablets, we're going to talk iPhone and everything in between. This is Ask the Buffalo. Let's get started. Our first question comes from technobuffalo.com and user Mateo Delgado. He asks, hey Jon, with several rumors floating around about the Mac Pro being dropped from Apple's computer lineup, what is your take on the whole dilemma? It has been a long time since the Mac Pro has seen an update, especially an update that's maybe redesigned its case and chassis. There have been rumors floating around that Intel's new line of processors were just about coming ready to make it into the Mac Pro. If you don't know what the Mac Pro is, it's the big professionally geared tower that Apple offers. Doesn't have a monitor, it's not an iMac, it's not the tiny little Mac Mini. It's that big guy you see in the Apple Store or online. There's now been recent rumors circulating that Apple's getting ready to drop the Mac Pro line. If you're looking to get a Mac Pro, if you're a professional, don't worry. I'm gonna say a big false stamp, false, on those rumors. Some of Apple's bread and butter and their lead users, the ones who go out there and say how great Apple products are, especially those that are, say, editing movies. Most movies are edited using Final Cut, or at least they were before Final Cut got updated, are done on a Mac, and they need the horsepower of the Mac Pro. Now there's a little bit of smoke to this fire of a rumor. The iMac, which I got behind me, has gotten slowly more powerful, can handle more RAM, which used to be one of the benefits of the Mac Pro. But you only get one choice in monitor. What's stuck to it? You might not like the glossy option. Do not worry about the Mac Pro getting an update. I'd expect we'll see it before the end of the year. Our next question comes from Manuel Olegi, who wants to talk about some Ultrabooks. He asks, do you think the new Ultrabooks will be able to compete with the MacBook Air? The Ultrabook market is still yet to be determined in whether or not there is a consumer interest in that market. A lot of companies, Asus in particular, have put a lot of research and development behind these Ultrabooks, and they've worked very closely with Intel for what qualifies and quantifies as an Ultrabook. I think this holiday season is going to determine if Ultrabooks are not only going to compete, but are going to be a very dominant slice of the laptop industry. I think that they are extremely portable. They've got i5, I'm doing like a politics thing. They've got an i5 processor in there. So they'll be extremely well spec'd, decent battery life. I think Ultrabooks are really going to appeal to those folks that do a lot of traveling, perhaps students that don't want to sacrifice power for performance and are possibly willing to pay a bit of a price premium. So yes, I absolutely think they're going to be able to compete. I think they're going to be able to compete even better after we see a strong consumer demand expected for this holiday season. Our next question comes from user DylanKit6, who wants to talk tablet. He asks simply, iPad 2 or Zoom? Dude, not even Zoom 2 or the Zoom 2 Media Edition? The original Zoom versus the iPad 2? Dude. Our next question comes from user Yo Adrian, and this one's getting all financial on you. This is a question that actually I get quite a bit, especially as we're coming up to the holiday season. He or she asks, how do you afford all this tech? What advice do you have for someone on a budget? Well, I'm a consumer electronics journalist. I report on technology. Most of the stuff is sent from either the companies themselves or public relation firms on a generally 1 to 2 week loaner period. So I review it, check it out, I'll play with it, and it gets sent on back to them. So it doesn't come out of my personal budget. So what do you do if you're on a budget? Well, I don't know what your budget is, but I can tell you what I do and what I've done in years past. I've gone and picked up a prepaid credit card. So American Express has one. You go ahead, you pick up one of these prepaid credit cards, you put on a set amount of money that you want to spend on a particular product, or say for the holidays, if you want to spend $300 for everyone, put $300 on this card. You can go ahead and you're set. You cannot spend more than that limit. Holidays aren't about going over your head and getting into debt. It's about doing something nice for someone that you care about, and it doesn't matter how much money you spend. So if you're worried about how much money you're going to spend on yourself on tech, try picking up one of these prepaid credit cards. They work really, really, really well. Like I said, I've used the American Express one. It gets taken everywhere. It's a great way to sort of manage your finances and budget. If you guys have any other suggestions for the best way to manage, I'll leave it down below. I know a lot of folks are thinking about this as we head into the holiday season. Speaking of holiday season and not smooth transitions, I want to go ahead and thank our friends and sponsors at Audible who keep these gears moving, who keep the lights on, the air conditioning flowing. Audible.com, chances are most of you know about them, is the leading provider of downloadable digital audiobooks and spoken word entertainment. They have over 100,000 titles to choose from, which can be downloaded to your iPod, MP3 player, Android device, and played back anywhere, anytime. Great place to use them is at the gym or in the car. You can choose from books in every genre: science fiction, thrillers, drama, comedy, business, history, and more. If you want to show your support for us and get your read on, go to Audible Podcast/Techno. It is a wonderful way to catch up on the books that you've been meaning to read. You can take advantage of your free time when you're in the car, when you're in the gym. If you want to put the little headphone up your shirt and in your ear while you're in class, you can sit like this and you can catch up on a little Freakonomics or what's been going on. You can do whatever you like. Audible is the best place to go ahead and get these audiobooks and show your support for us. We appreciate it. Go to Audible Podcast/Techno. So our next question comes from user Tyler Saddington, who wants to talk some tablets. He asks, John, I'm thinking of getting a tablet. Should I get the Galaxy Tab 10.1 or wait for the first ice cream sandwich tablets? The Galaxy Tab 10.1 is one of my all-time favorite tablets. The hardware is awesome. It's thin, the design is beautiful, it doesn't weigh much. It's got the Tegra 2 chip in there, and it's running Honeycomb. With Ice Cream Sandwich coming out and the awesomeness that Ice Cream Sandwich looked like with all of its cool Ice Cream Sandwich-ishy features, I think you're better off waiting. I'm sure that the Tab 10.1 is eventually going to get that Ice Cream Sandwich upgrade, but who knows when. You're better off starting if you're looking to get a tablet right now and you've waited to get one that's going to have at least the latest operating system available. So that would be my advice. If you can, wait. If you need to get a tablet today and you don't know when the Ice Cream Sandwich tablets are coming out, which we don't know yet, the Tab 10.1 is an awesome choice and you won't be disappointed with it. It's like choosing between awesome and great. They're both good choices. Or choosing between like Reese's and M&M's. They are both delicious. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Ask the Buffalo. If you like it, we are live on Revision 3 every Monday. You can check out a new episode of Ask the Buffalo. We also have 2 more shows every Wednesday and Friday. We do a What's the Apps where we highlight a new application from the mobile world, and a rumor roundup on Fridays where we recap all the rumors from the week. And for all your tech news, reviews, videos, and everything in between, be sure to check us out at technobuffalo.com. I'm Jon Rettinger, and I'll see you in the next video. This episode of Ask the Buffalo is brought to you by Audible and my necessarily deep fake voice. This episode of Ask the Buffalo is brought to you by Audible and my Jon R impression. technobuffalo.com. I'm Jon Rettinger, and I'll see you in the next video. Yay!